It's me again, and I'm here with my chicken carcass. This is the remains of a chicken that I roasted on Sunday. And yeah, I know it's a little gross, but you see worse things on TV, and bottom line is, it's pretty tasty. So, I brought a chicken carcass for a reason here. I wanted to talk about two different things. Actually, there are two related things. One, I wanted to clear up some misconceptions that people seem to have about energy and where we get our energy. That's way back from lesson 1. But every time I looked at that question on the assignment, people said many different things about where we get our energy. And so I want to clear that up. The second thing that I want to do here is give you a preview, give you a reason why we are studying what we are this week. And I think that you will find it fairly interesting once you start thinking about how it fits in the bigger picture of our lives and of how cells work. So anyway, back to the first thing. Where do we get our energy? Well, I just got some energy from the food that I eat. Lots of people said that you get energy from sleep. Some people said you get energy from your brain or your heart or your muscles. And I just want to clear that up a little bit. Bottom line, you get energy from the food that you eat. That's it. Our heart doesn't provide energy, although it helps get the food that we eat to our cells. Okay? The heart doesn't provide energy. The brain doesn't provide energy. In fact, it uses up a lot of energy. Okay? But the brain does control our movements and other aspects of our bodies. That's true. Okay? Another one that people said, like I said, was sleep. Now, here's the thing. Scientists still are not 100% sure what sleep has to do with living things. That is to say, they aren't sure why it exists. But there is a lot of evidence to say that it restores different body functions. It basically gives your body a rest. Okay, so you certainly feel better after sleep. And you feel more energetic after you've had a good night's sleep. Certainly, our bodies use energy more efficiently. But the sleep itself doesn't provide energy. And I'm wondering if some of the confusion also might be in the meaning of energy. Like in other terms in biology, there's certain words that have very specific meanings in science. And energy refers to the ability to do work. And of course, when you're talking about living things, basically it's the ability of their cells to do work. So the bottom line is, for our cells to do work, we need food. We need carbohydrates, we need fats, we need proteins. All of those substances, okay, provide us with energy. The chemical bonds, when we break the chemical bonds in those substances that come in our foods, we get energy. All right, so there's the first idea. One is that really the only thing that provides energy for us is food. And specifically, it's the carbohydrates in food, the fats in food, and the proteins in food that provide us energy. Okay, so we aren't done with this chicken carcass. Here, I'm going to have another little piece. That's good. Okay, so we aren't done with this, though. Because here's the second idea. Food, like this chicken carcass, not only provides us with energy for our cells to work, but it also provides us with building blocks. This stuff right here, I'm going to pick off another piece here. There's a piece of chicken breast. Okay. So, you know what part of the chicken that was? Well, yeah, it was the breast, but what in the chicken, it's a muscle. And we are eating chicken muscle when we eat chicken breast or chicken thigh. Any part of the chicken that we eat, any of the meat, is muscle. And that muscle contains proteins. And that's great, because we need proteins too. Our muscles are made of proteins. Our skin is made of proteins. Our cells have proteins that carry chemical reactions. So we somehow need proteins. We need to somehow get proteins. Where do we get it from? Well, we get it from the protein that we eat, like this chicken muscle. What happens to that chicken muscle? Well, proteins are made of building blocks. Those building blocks are called amino acids. Maybe you've heard of them. Okay, so the protein, what happens is in our digestive system, the chicken muscle proteins are broken into those building blocks. And then they go to our cells, which is a good thing. It's good that that chicken muscle is broken into building blocks because do we need chicken muscle? No. We need human muscle. So you take this chicken muscle, you break it into building blocks, which are called amino acids. Those amino acids go to our cells, and guess what our cells make? Well, they make human proteins. So we go from chicken protein to human protein. Okay? This week, you are going to learn a lot about how a cell is put together. So we're going to get very, 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 very small and take a look at the atoms and the building block molecules and something called organic compounds, which you know already. They're carbohydrates and fats and proteins. Those are organic compounds. You're going to look at how those are put together to make cell parts, how cell parts are put together to make cells. And then you're going to learn in a lot of detail about those fats, about those carbohydrates, and about those proteins. It's a very important lesson because it really lays the groundwork for a lot of things that will come later. The more you're just familiar with the terms in both of the lessons this week, the more you understand the idea that food provides us with energy and also provides us with building blocks to make new parts. The more you understand that, the better off you'll be in biology. Now, you know, if you had taken this course 60 years ago or 70 years ago, of course there weren't computers then, so you wouldn't be taking it the way you are taking it now. But if you were in a biology class 60 or 70 years ago, you wouldn't have to learn this because there was a lot they didn't know about it. But now a lot of our understanding of living things is on the level of chemistry, or biochemistry we call it. And although that may sound like a scary word to you, it actually boils down to this. You are what you eat. The parts that you take in, you use for energy to make your cells work, and you use them for building blocks. Okay? I hope that helps a little. I'll see how you guys do on the assignments this week. I think you'll do well. Just take your time on them. And if there seems to be any confusions about anything, well, then I will come back to you on another cheesy video. One more thing before I go. Look at this. I'm very sad to report that we've lost a good friend here. That plant from the very beginning of the quarter, in the living, non-living assignment, well, that plant has died. I made the mistake of keeping it in my back room after I did the video. I forgot all about it, and it didn't get much sun, and look at that. No more photosynthesis, or very little photosynthesis. But the good news is that there's some bulbs underneath the ground here that will probably regenerate next year. So you won't be in biology next year because you will have passed it, but nonetheless, hopefully I'll have a new plant that I will be able to show my students. Okay, you guys have a great week and work hard. It's the mid-quarter deadline is approaching soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.